Look what California's trying to pitch instead of the high-speed rail. I've got enough, like, rail-related qualms right now because they just canceled an extension to Ballard of the Seattle link, the Seattle light rail, which is maybe fine because I think the estimates suggested that it would take 50 years and cost $500 billion, but, you know, whatever. Over in, is this a Ballard-specific newspaper? That's cute. Over here in Seattle, they, rejected a Ballard extension for the light rail. Seattle's one of the fastest growing cities in America in terms of public transport. And there's a serious problem right now with the range and extension of said transportation with the link, with the light rail. It is not covering the city very well, unfortunately. It's all north-south. Hold on, look at this, okay? The Sound Transit Board voted Thursday to adopt an updated Sound Transit 3 system plan, keeps portions of the Ballard Link extension moving forward while delaying the full extension of the Ballard till additional funding is identified. The updated plan was developed as Sound Transit worked to address an estimated $34.5 billion funding gap over the next 20 years. Fitting in fully with the whole we can't build anything, the country is dying, it's over, the Roman Empire has fallen a second time, etc., etc. For a city, in a city, a $34.5 billion plan that would take 20 years. Dang, that's only 3 bridges? It's only 3 bridges, bro! Damn, that's cheap. Only 34 billion? God damn, man. It is unfortunate. There's no way to get to Ballard currently via the light rail. Not even close. Can I get like a... Trying to find a good map that shows not what will be, but what is. You know? We're not looking to the future right now. We're looking to the present. Why am I having trouble finding a map that doesn't include any future extensions? Just show me the shit that's currently available. I had trouble finding it. What is this fucking tube map ass? Okay, whatever. Yeah, right now the problem is that you've got this line 1 runs north-south, and then line 2 wraps around to Bellevue, but there's no way of getting up here. And unfortunately, this area right here, Discovery Park, Queen Anne, Magnolia, Fremont, Ballard, there's a lot of shit over here, but there's not really like a way to get east-west via light rail. And now there never will be, because it'll cost 50 bajillion fucking dollars, 34.5 billion before the inevitable, you know, we went over budget bullshit. Probably would end up costing 100 billion to finish. Jesus Christ. 34.5 billion, man. Like, that's a significant fraction of the initial estimated cost of California high-speed rail. Do you have any idea how fucking insane that is? Like, the initial California high-speed rail project was bloated to begin with, but we're talking, in that case, hundreds of miles of high-speed rail, and this would just be a line in one city, inside one city. 34.5 billion. Decades to finish. Give me the 34.5 billion, I'll build it myself. We need to rebuild like Tammany Hall or something. It's very obvious that the only way things can get done in America is through mob corruption. That's the only way. It is now impossible to build anything legitimately. We just need, like, I know a guy style politics to handle it. Christ. Have they thought about hiring their own workers and not consultants or contractors? Unfortunately, in a lot of America, my understanding is that it's essentially impossible to just hire your own construction crew. Like, you always need to go through contractors. It's in the bylaws or whatever. It's, like, impossible, man. And Montreal built a blueprint for bargain rapid transit at $139 million per mile. That's pretty great, considering the fact that the proposed Ballard extension would be, like, $1 billion per mile. This is, like, 1/8 the cost. That's pretty good. God, look at this. Compared to other recent transit projects, Montreal's RAM is a steal. Cost per mile in millions. The Montreal Express, $138 million per mile. Interborough Express, New York. Green Line Extension, Boston. D-Line Extension, $1.4 billion per mile. Second Avenue Subway Phase 2, New York, $4.3 billion per mile. And I think that Seattle's Ballard extension would have ended up costing around here in the higher end. Christ. In French, they call it les rails. Ah, my apologies, my apologies. Les rails. It's so fucking embarrassing, man. I think I'm in favor of them canceling the plan, just because I think that if they set to it, it would literally never get built. Like, I think if they tried to do it, it would just be tens of billions of dollars of Seattle taxpayer money just vanishing into the void, and it would never even get built. It's like that. It's like California high-speed rail. Like, I'm anti-California high-speed rail because I'm the one enlightened individual who recognizes it's not actually possible to build anything anymore. I know that, you know? I'm aware of that. How are they even justifying the cost? Because nobody challenges it. Nobody challenges it. Chicago has its own problems. The red line extension's $1 billion per mile. Okay, just keep in mind, this is 7.7 miles from Soto to Ballard. Require around 22 billion. This is 3 billion per mile. 3 billion per mile. Sound Transit has until early 2029 to pin down logistics, costs, and finance. We need until 2029 just to pin down logistics. Just to, you want to build a light rail extension? Well, that's 5 years for raising the funding, 5 years for planning and logistics. Oh, you have to slightly redo the design? Got to start over from the beginning. It's light rail. We've literally had this technology for well over a century. It's insane. Didn't Seattle just complete a massive extension? Why do you think they can't build another? I don't know. You ask them. Cost of Seattle Light Rail Line 2. How much did that cost them? The entirety of Line 2. No, not a ticket for Line 2. Line 2 construction. Its construction costs were projected at $3.7 billion. Okay. Just do the math for me. Please explain this to me. How is the Ballard extension proposed to be $22 billion for 7.7 miles, but Line 2, which ran to fucking Bellevue, was proposed to be $3.7 billion for how many miles? 33 miles! It's just random. The amount of money everything costs is random. Ballard extension is underground, Bellevue expansion's above ground. For one, doesn't have to be. For two, it does not cost that fucking much to build a tunnel. Didn't we, when we replaced the fucking coastal highway or the Pacific highway alongside the Puget Sound, they literally did like miles of a stretch of tunnel. They invented new tunnel technology for it. How much did that cost? Cost of Seattle underground tunnel highway. What it's fucking called? The State Route 99 tunnel. About $3.3 billion. Okay. The SR-99 tunnel for 2 miles. That's less than the Ballard extension. It's just fake. It's all fake. It's all fake. It's all completely fake. Inflation costs? No. That number also included repairs from the 2001 earthquake? Cool. Yeah, I'm familiar, Masaigu. We have it bad, but the fundamental problem remains. Though Montreal seemed to have done a pretty good job with their extension. So it's just the lawyers, the planners, the contractors all getting their cut. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's the money doesn't go nowhere. I mean, it might as well go nowhere, but it doesn't literally go nowhere. Sorry. This just happened. The cancellation of the Ballard extension. It would be so good for the city. But we can't have anything in this fuck-ass country. Light rail in Amsterdam cost over $3 billion for 10 kilometers. See, that's expensive, but like, again, this is still an order of magnitude less expensive than the Ballard extension. An actual order of magnitude down. It's 1/10 the cost per mile, thereabouts. So we are paying more. Are you paying attention? The Large Hadron Collider cost $4 billion and only took 10 years. Yeah, it's probably because the contractors working on the Large Hadron Collider weren't yet as efficient in wasting government money as all the people who build, like, rail and bridges and stuff. Like, the bridge construction, the rail construction industries, these people are seasoned veterans in fleecing the federal or state or local government for, as much as they can, you know? Whereas the people who worked in the Large Hadron Collider are probably like, I don't know, how much do you think we should charge? $1 billion? $2 billion? Okay, you know. They could have gotten away with 10 times that if they wanted to. Rent-seeking comes for us all. There's no pressure driving the price down. No bid fucking contracts. Ah! What company does Seattle Light Rail? Probably a bunch of them. It's not a single company. Does Seattle Light Rail construction? Planned, managed, and overseen by regional public transit agency Sound Transit. Yet managed? Who does the work? Sound Transit hires various major heavy civil engineering construction firms to build different sections of the track. Oh, wow, look at that. Kiewit Infrastructure West, aka the same company responsible for designing the fucking Baltimore bridge replacement and also responsible for the $50 bajillion proposed Washington, Oregon bridge that costs literally 100 times as much as the combined cost of the original two bridges spanning the river that divides Washington and Oregon. Literally 100 times as much. But think of the increase to the GDP. I wonder if these guys do stock buybacks. Hold on. Kiewit stock buybacks. Oh no, it's private. It's not a public corporation. I've done work for Kiewit. Fuck you. How much they pay you? $1 bajillion? Piece of shit. They can still do stock buybacks. Nah, it's an employee-owned company, so it's the stock are all divvied up amongst the employees. In that sense, doing stock buybacks would just be what? Restructuring the existing share allocations, or just firing people? Kiewit Corporation generated $18.2 billion in revenue in 2025, operating as one of the largest privately held construction. You know what's actually really depressing? The fact that Kiewit Corporation is able to fleece so much money for its construction projects that it doesn't need to engage in financialization. It's one of the only industries where your profit margins can be so high you don't need to do the fucking invest and borrow fuckery that every other corporation does. You don't need to bother with Wall Street. You can just charge the federal government $50 billion for a bridge. That's crazy. I'm mad. What's the structure of the employee ownership? It'd probably take a little bit of time to crack that egg. But I wonder if one of the reasons why they prefer to keep themselves private, they don't like publicly list, is so they can keep their expenses private because they don't have to report it to shareholders. Like, we don't actually know what its operational expenses are, and it makes me really fucking curious. I wonder if it's common for construction companies to stay private for that reason. Hold on. How many major construction companies are publicly traded? Kind of a vague question. Plenty of major firms are listed. I wonder if a disproportionate number of large construction companies are private, like as opposed to other major industries. Not sure. I'm operating from like the default assumption that everything is corruption, and I'm sort of moving out from there. That might be an unfair way of evaluating the operational costs of Kiewit Corporate, but you know. The first 28 stations of the New York subway took 4 years to build. That's cool, man. 4 years to build 28 stations. For the most famous goddamn metro in the entire Western Hemisphere. If you think this is bad, check out HS2. Laughing from UK. It also cost 1.3 billion adjusted for inflation. It really frustrates me that people say the reason why things cost so much is safety regulations. That's so fucking bullshit, man. Oh, sorry, construction companies can no longer, I don't know, lubricate the rails of their underground train stations with engineer blood. That's why everything costs 100 times as much. You know what I mean? Like, no, fuck you. It does not cost that much, and it's like you're punishing us. They're laughing at us. They're like, "Oh, you want us to fucking follow OSHA? All right, we'll see how much that costs." And then they just add 2 zeros to the end of their number. All right, I just gotta consume. Grumble, grumble, grumble. Grumble, grumble, grumble. Bunger, bunger. What a good game. A friend of mine works for a large contractor, and every week I hear crazy stories about projects being delayed for weeks or months due to all kinds of bullshit, sometimes just missed emails. Well, there's kind of an incentive to do that stuff, right? Because the longer you delay a project, the more your company gets paid. Like, every project goes over budget and over time, you know? It's not like the federal government or whatever is closely monitoring your expenses and deducting your payments if you waste too much time. If you spend an extra month to do some bullshit because somebody missed an email, like, that's just more money in that just extends the length of the contract, you know? When was the last time a company said, I would do this project for 1 billion, and then they ended up going over time and over budget, and the federal government was like, you said 1 billion, we're paying you 1 billion, you're finishing the project for 1 billion. When was the last time that happened? Does that ever happen? Is it... Did my camera just freeze? And nothing works in this country anymore, man. Nothing works in this country anymore. God damn it. Good bit. Thanks. 1 second.